Hello YouTube, in this video I'm gonna tell you a story from my Moleskine, this best brand of notebook. And this story was written by hand and by me, and it's about the surveillance city, about the surveillance system that is around you, the frequencies in the air, it's crazy stuff. And this story is about the detective, and a detective that solves like murders and all kinds of like the worst crime ever, a real detective. And at this surveillance city, there has been murder cases where the victims have been found with like chest-sized holes in their bodies, and the holes were like all charred up on the like edges, and the detective has been hired to the case, and he comes to this like bridge, and under the bridge there has been found this body that is exactly the same as every other like body that was killed like this before. And the detective arrives at the scene with his detective vehicle. It's called detective vehicle or detective vehicle. And he arrives at the scene, and he looks at the scene under the bridge basically. And there are some of these like law enforcement officers, and this happens in the surveillance city, and surveillance city is like all skyscrapers and high technology, and there are these frequencies in the air, and some people, these are called the frequency hunters, and they are also, the frequency hunters are most of the time also detectives because of their like special abilities. This detective can see the frequencies in the air, like for example, he can see the phone calls, like he can see all kinds of transmissions, like in the police like department, he can see all of these like frequencies that have been like transferred in the air, And they are different colors. Some of them are like blue, and some of them are like red, and some of them are like yellow color, or even purple. You can see all the colors. And he starts to like question that how has this freaking like murder been made? And he realizes that it has been made with some kind of frequency weapon, and he looks from the scene like up into the skyscrapers, and he starts to like question that this frequency wave, this like death frequency that was used to kill this guy, was probably beamed from a skyscraper, like a sniper rifle type weapon. And he says his speculation to the other officers, and then he says that I'm gonna figure out who did this thing. And he gets in his detective vehicle and starts driving around in the like city. And in the sky, he sees a flash of like a death ray in the sky, and he sees a death ray in the sky, and it's like purple magenta color, like really deep purple. He sees the flash in the sky, and it comes from a certain skyscraper. And at the same time, the detectives inform him on the radio that there has been like some incident on a like local like metro station where somebody got like charred up again. And he drives where he saw the death ray coming from with his detective vehicle, and he sees that it came from a hotel rooftop, like a skyscraper, and the hotel's name is like Grand Mason Hotel. The Masons, the Freemasons, the Green Masons. He drives to the Freemason Hotel and goes to and stops his like detective vehicle and walks out of walks into the Grand Mason Hotel lobby and goes to speak to the receptionist that says that I feel there's something like pretty fishy going on at your rooftop. I need to check it out. Here's my badge, and he pulls out the detective badge that has been given to him by the law enforcement officers, And It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny actually. He takes the like the elevator to the rooftop and walks the last floors by like he has to like climb the last floors by his own strength, but he takes the elevator up to that point, you know, and it's pretty funny. He opens the door to the like rooftop of the skyscraper, and there's this huge like satellite type thing that is on the rooftop. And the detective, because he has his feather on his head, the wind is so strong that it tries to blow his feather off his head. But he notices that the like transmission system that is again shooting the death ray, like it like flashes like this. And it's really hard to see for the detective because most frequencies they like continue on and on and on and on, you know, but these frequencies they start and then they vanish because they are dead frequencies. They are like weaponized type of like weaponized type frequency thing, you know. And it again flashes from this like satellite disk on the like the rooftop of the Grand Mason Hotel. And the detective goes to the satellite thing and starts to like look at it and think that if I could like disable this thing probably and not any more people would lose their lives. But he like looks at the thing, and then he starts like he goes really close at the satellite thing, and he starts like hear this human voice. It's pretty robotic, but you know, pretty robotic voice coming from the like satellite disk. Like there's some like small speaker over there, and he hears this like weird noise saying like kill them all motherfuckers, kill all those motherfuckers, just kill them all the motherfuckers, you know. It's like there's some transmission of like some like orders from somewhere coming into this satellite disk, and he takes off his like fedora and he looks at the shape of the fedora and he notices that it's exactly the same freaking shape as this like satellite like disk like on his like head, and he like tries to like mirror the like shape of the like the concavity of this, you know, this satellite disk. And then when he mirrors the like shape of the disk, his fedora starts to like pick up the frequencies, you know, the transmission frequency that gives all these orders, and he starts to like hear them in his brain, you know. And he becomes so like hypnotized by the commands, you know, that he forgets his mission completely, and he like almost runs the stairs back to the like the lobby of the Grand Mason Hotel, or takes the elevator. And in the elevator there's this one customer. The detective is under like mind control spell because of this frequency, and he like points his like detective weapon at the freaking customer, blows his brains out, you know, then comes out of the hotel lobby, points at the reception person over there, freaking shoots her brains out with his like gun, then runs to the street and starts to like shoot people at the street, you know. The detective, because of the frequencies that were like gathered up by his fedora hat, you know. The same commands that came to this like satellite disk that was used to charge these people up with the like high power like energy weapon basically. And it's funniest thing actually, because he goes to his detective vehicle and he starts to like gain from the radio transmission from the like, you know, the officers that there is some incident going on at the Grand Mason Hotel and a lot of people have been shot. Do you have any visual who is the perpetrator? he just like shuts the freaking radio down, and then he drives around on his detective vehicle, you know, on the streets of the city, and shoots from the, like, you know, the open window, like drive-by shooting style, drives like a crazy man, you know, and shoots all of these like people on the streets with his like detective gun, you know. And then at one point there's like a transmission that now the mission is over, and you can self-destruct, and he like drives off like the highest bridge that is in the like surveillance city, and the car freaking explodes, and he gets out of the car by like a hair's width, you know, and swims all the way to this like an island that is like a prison island basically, and he still has his like detective gun, and he goes into the prison and shoots all the freaking guards, and opens all the doors, and lets out all these like criminals and all these like gangsters from the like the prison island that these officers have been like locking up, you know, and they hail the guy as like Jesus Christ or something, and then they gather all these like these boats, and they go back into the surveillance city, and there starts this like whole like warfare type of thing, because at this point these criminals have gathered all these guns from the like police and the island, you know. They have all these like guns and weaponry, and there starts this like a whole kind of like warfare thing, you know, a real war between like the law enforcement and the like criminals that came from the prison island, you know, and the people that were just doing their business, just shopping for their groceries for the holidays, you know, are getting like squished between these forces, and there's a lot of like bloodshed, and it's a real mayhem, you know. And the rest of this story is about these guys like battling it out like Wild West style. And it all started with one freaking detective that was like mind controlled by this like by this like wave. And the funniest thing actually was that it was a conspiracy. This hat that the detective wore, it was a conspiracy. The shape of the like hat, it was designed so that these frequencies can be like transmitted into his brain, you know. It was a hat that was basically, it had smart technology in it, you know. And it was a conspiracy by the like the mob, you know. It had like infiltrated into the fashion business, and this hat was really out of fashion, you know. Nobody wore it, you know, at all in the cities anymore, because it was people thought it was kind of out of date, you know. They didn't want a hat like that, but the detective had the hat, and it was used against him in this way. But because of this, he like I don't know if there's this saying in the United States, you know, you turn around your jacket, basically you are on the other side, you are on the side of the Japanese or the Viet Congs, you know, and you turn around your jacket and you go on the side of the Americans, you know, you go on the side of the winning people, you know. That's the moral of the story. You always take the winner's side, whichever it is, you know. The Americans are really winning nowadays. You go on the side of the Americans, you're gonna be a winner, you know. You don't have to be so uptight in the like your nationality, you know. But thanks for watching.